So, have you guys kind of like heard the saying, get out your feelings, suck it up, get over it. Life goes on. Don't get me wrong. All of those are very much true, right? But if we are using some of those statements as a way to minimize our feelings or lie to ourselves that there's actually nothing there and that we actually don't feel anything, then maybe we're doing more harm, more damage to ourselves than we intend to, right? So, my hope with today's episode is that we just dive into understanding why our emotions are actually quite important, right? They're always sending us signals, they're always telling us how we should respond. And yeah, thank you for joining another episode with Where We Unravel. My name is Feiji. I'm a licensed therapist. I have been doing this work for about like 5, 6 years now. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that you guys took some time out to join me today. So yeah, let's dive right into it. When we think about our emotions, I mean, when you think about your emotions, what are the first feelings that just come up, right? Anger, love, sadness, desire, guilt. So imagine now if you just ignored all of those feelings. Imagine something happened in your life and you're just like, nope, doesn't matter. Life goes on, suck it up, go on. And you actually don't sit down and say, wow, that actually made me a little sad. I felt love there. I had a desire for things to be different. And just being in that. You'll see that as other situations happen in your life, you're not really responding in ways, you're not setting boundaries with like people who hurt you, right? Anger is saying, something happened here that I'm not fully comfortable with. So imagine just ignoring anger. Anger is a really good one. I hear so many of my clients talk about how they don't like to get angry. They don't like to, feel certain emotions. And I'm just looking at them like, I hear you. You don't like the impulse that comes with anger, right? I like to say sometimes when people are angry, especially like adolescents, kids, they want to hit, they want to fight, they want to throw things. Those are your impulses. Right? Every single time you get angry, you don't have to send that text to your friend that you hate them and that they're terrible and this, because yeah, after a while you might regret that. So we take a step back and we think about what's actually happening again physiologically. That when something happens, we have to actually stop. We have to breathe. We have to check in with our bodies and ask that question of what am I feeling right now? We weren't trained. We didn't really grow up with a lot. I mean, for me at least, I know, especially as a kid, when after my dad passed, no one really came up to me and said like, "How are you feeling as a kid?" So I kind of just went by with life, not having access to certain emotions, like not even understanding like, wow, I might be grieving and not knowing that I'm grieving. So if we aren't labeling certain feelings, we might just give right into the impulse. And sometimes the impulse is what we are more afraid of than the actual emotion. Or just how uncomfortable it might be to sit with certain emotions. Right? So let's break it down a little bit. Each emotion is always going to tell you how you should respond. Anger, like I said earlier, it's saying someone crossed an internal boundary of mine. I should set a boundary. The key here, I should set a boundary to either keep this relationship or protect myself. Or both, to keep this relationship and protect myself and protect the other person. It's not wrong to be angry at the people that you actually love. It's actually really important. Like if you love that person, You want to be able to own up to the anger and say, no, you made me frustrated. Rather than being angry and saying, I want to cut you off, I'm done with you. I think we've normalized just a lot of things that shouldn't be normalized just because we it's more comfortable leaning into certain defenses to shut down, to cut people off without communicating. And yeah, the cost of that is loneliness. We don't actually communicate what it is we're feeling. So that's anger. Sadness is saying, I'm not doing too well. I'm not doing too well, and I should allow my community to take care of me. I should actually just let people show up for me, or I should do something to show up for myself, or both. It's not either or, right? But if you are saying, no, I'm not sad, like everything is okay, and now you're showing up to your friends' hangouts and you're going to work and you're just irritated all the time, that's anxiety, right? Irritability, just feeling on edge all the time. We haven't even gone into like panic attacks and all those things, but like I like to say panic attack is like your body is hitting an alarm button saying, hey, you've ignored me for so long. There's an internal conflict here that you've ignored for so long that it's time to just look into it. This is usually when people come to therapy because you're like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. I'm showing up to work. I'm doing nothing, and I'm just like panicking out of nowhere, right? And yeah, sometimes we do that. We let ourselves go for way too long until that red big button. I don't know if you guys are seeing Inside Out. Like anxiety is just hitting that button and it's frantic and it's like panic, 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 right? We don't want to get to that point. So that's sadness. Desire is saying, I really want this thing. Like I really like this thing. I want this thing really badly. And imagine just denying yourself desire. You won't be excited. You won't want things. You actually just push it aside. Guilt. Guilt is such a good one because, my goodness, people mistake shame for guilt all the time. Guilt says, I've done something bad. Like I actually have values. I've done something bad, and there's something internally that is not sitting well with what I've done, and I want to repair it. Right? Shame is saying, I've done something bad, so I'm a bad person. This is where it gets tricky. Shame is a defense. And I know I keep using defense, and we talked about this in the first episode, but we're going to understand more into just more defenses that show up. So shame is like, I'm a bad person, I hit this person's car and it was an accident, but like I'm a bad person. You see how that doesn't make sense? Whereas guilt is saying, I hit this person's car and it was an accident, and maybe I shouldn't be on my phone next time. Maybe I should have better ways to protect myself and protect others. I hope you guys are seeing that all of these emotions are moving us towards a reparative action rather than leaving us in that like not so feel good place. So self-attack would leave us in that not so good place. Shaming ourselves will leave us in that just gunky place. Which self-attack and shame, those are the things that actually kickstarts depression, kickstart like other mental health issues, right? So when we really just normalize what's going on through understanding behaviors, understanding our emotions, it will help us just be more compassionate. That life is not easy. that the way we're responding, we're doing the best with the best that we know. We're doing the best with what we have. And in every season, as long as we give ourselves permission, as long as we give ourselves just that go to look internally, we'll be okay. But I understand that first step of even acknowledging certain habits, certain defenses, certain feelings. Man, we run away from our feelings so much, right? And it's actually really important that we understand our emotions are not a threat. It's there to guide us. It's a guiding factor in everything that we do. So I hope that with this episode, you guys just got maybe a little sneak peek as to understanding why our emotions are important. And that whole get over it, or your friend is talking to you about what they're going through, and you're just like, man, just it's okay. Like, it's whatever. Maybe a better question to ask is like, how does that make you feel? Like, are you able to label the feelings that are coming up about that situation? I mean, you'd be surprised when people put words into what they're feeling, just labeling it. Oh, I'm sad. You might be healing someone just by being that space in that moment just for them. And there's power in that. There's hope in humanity in that. And we have to hold space for our people, for ourselves, right? We all deserve to be heard. So once again, thank you so much for joining another episode of Where We Unravel, where we just unravel misconceptions, stigmas, and answer any questions that you have related to mental health. And yeah, I hope you guys can join me the next episode. Thank you.